idea what happened just then, people, but I'll tell you what I don't know how it happened, but I'll tell you what happened. My computer just died. Hurry up, Sarge. Thanks, Joe. I'm back. Okay, I don't know what happened. Let me sit down a bit. Okay, well, you know what? That first bit was all about the Falcon and pulling that water pump out and stuff like that, wasn't it? This one will be about the EOS. I have no idea what happened. Maxie called me up because obviously I couldn't be even heard on the Discord, and I'll have to load Gertrude back up and stuff like that too. But basically, let me know if I'm 5x5, people. Let me know if I'm 5x5, you can hear me again okay. I have to start Gertrude back up again. I have to start Discord back up again. My computer, basically my computer turned itself off and turned itself back on. So everything that was going on, gone. So Discord, where's Discord? And Hannah's was in my ear before, so he got dumped, poor fella. There we go, Jamar, got you, mate. Thanks, Jacob. Discord. Thank you, team, thank you. We are back. Like I said, my laptop, and look, it's fully powered, it's powered up. I have no idea, Gertrude's back. Gertrude's back. Actually, I haven't done that yet, have I? I need to do that. Too many caps. Did he get dumped? Oh, no. Did you get dumped, John? Oh, that's the old one. Go away, you. I want the new one. Does help the channel more than you know. Oh, he's still there. All right. I have to turn my Discord on. Oh, is it on? Am I still on? Now I'm on. Now I'm on. It is the flux capacitor. See if this one works. What? Why isn't that working? All right, anyway, where was I? Where were we? Oh, we're gonna, all right, so I've disced, that's right, I'm gonna pull the, I don't know why that one didn't work. I'm just about to pull the MAF sensor out of the EOS. Well, that's another page I have to open too, isn't it? Bloody stream elements. Stream elements, chatbot, chat commands. Oh, because it's spelt with a U. That's why. It's this way. I'm going to change that because it looks wrong. Except it sounds better that way. Anyway, all right, let's, I've got to get a talks bit. That's what I was looking for. Maxie's called me up. He had to call me up on, my phone because I had no, the internet, it was like well, my laptop turned off, so anything internet related on my laptop was gone. All right, so I've got some talks bits here. It's not a terribly big one. I think it's like a 25 or a 30. Maybe over here. Maybe not over here. But, well, I can just use this. I can just use this one. Let's try this size. All right. Computer's still on. Good. Double checking. Oh, a bit too big. Bit too big. A little smaller. Don't grab one, grab two, just in case, yeah? If you grab two, it'll always be the first one you grab. There we go. Let's pull this bad boy out. And see if there's anything significantly. Oh, that looks good. It doesn't mean that it's not broken, obviously. Yes, my tools are all over the shop because I'm working on that. I'm working on that. I'm working on that. If you can see those bonnets over there, they're up. I'm working on them. Too many things going on. I mean, that looks nice, but it doesn't mean it's not working. It's just like any sensor, but there's nothing significant about it. And there's definitely no, there's not like any oil or anything on it. So, but let's plug it back in. Make sure it's facing the right way. Put that one up there. Tezza. G'day, Tezza. All right, I'll do another check. Well, I do like a clean garage. Just reading some trouble codes. See if any come up. All right, so we've got the same 3 codes, but without the... Oh, I see what's going on. The stereo in the EOS is turned up. Let's go clear codes. Can I? I can't turn the lights off. That's the DRLs. I think my computer turned itself off and turned itself back on again for some strange unknown reason, all by itself. I think Baby Blue was trying to, I think she said she missed out. I think she sent a quick text. Excuse me. That's all right. I've got a battery charger I can put on it. Excuse me. Yeah, that's the DRLs. I can go through the menus and turn them off, but whilst the ignition's on, they're on. So, excuse me, so. That was terrible. All right, let's go and check. I'll do another check. It's a Volkswagen EOS. It's a hardtop convertible. Yeah, the laptop did throw a tantrum. There's absolutely no reason why. It's fully charged. It's connected to power. I don't know why it turned itself off and turned itself back on again, but what it meant was everything shut down. Like, Volvo. Yeah, I've got a Volvo. Reconnect. I've got a Volvo sitting over at, oh, that's why. Sitting at Red's place. There we go. Ding, ding, ding. What's going on? Oh, I've got to connect it. I'm starting to get hungry. I haven't eaten yet today. And I might have to go upstairs quickly and turn my air conditioning back on because I reckon it's pretty close to turning off. And I like the air flooding down here. All right, no codes. It might have, but I don't think so. I've got it set up so that it's sucking air. The car is currently running on all its cylinders right now. Now, it doesn't mean I fixed the problem, obviously. No, Maxie's in Sydney. All right. So the car's currently running as it should. I'm gonna. So disconnecting the MAF hasn't changed anything. And it should. I reckon that's what's the problem, is the MAF sensor. I reckon the MAF sensor's cactus, because when you disconnect it, the engine should start running differently, and it's not. I think the car's just like in a limp home mode. So, and it's intermittent like a lot of electrical issues like sensors and stuff. But it has been getting worse and worse and worse since we bought the car, so it won't hurt to replace it. So I'll go down the road soon. So I'll go and price one up at Rebco. So Rebco over here, what's it in America? Like, just trying to think an American version of Rebco. Yes, I can hear you through Gertie. Yeah. Left, right. Anyway, well, let's have a little chat while we're here. Or this way. Is that in the middle? There we go. All right, okay, so firstly, thank you everybody who has been supporting the channel. It's been amazing. Definitely time for a beer. I don't have any beers here, okay? So I'll tell you what, we'll do a little Q&A. Let's do a little Q&A right now. This isn't really something I can do while I'm driving. Maxie's chatting to the cow. So guys, if you've got any questions, now's a really good time to ask. So I think after, because with the EOS, the first thing you want to do is find out what's wrong without costing any money. So if you can go through and do some systematic checks on and find out what's wrong, but I'm pretty keen to see if it is that sensor. Now, I've got 2 more Volkswagens outside. Okay, I've got 2 more Volkswagens outside that might have the same part. Hey, Kelvin, have you say you like the trip that I did from Billawheeler to Mackay. That's cool. Good fun trip. I like doing those trips. Have you gone and watched the trip in retrospect it's the #1 on my channel at the moment. It's from Birdsville to Mount Isa. That was an amazing trip. That's one of my best streams. Well, it's the best. It's the one that's gotten the most numbers on the channel so far. If I go and have a look at my studio. So this is where I've got all these numbers, right? So yes, the first thing I want to address is the fact that my subscribers is coming down. Okay, I definitely suggest watching that one. Oh yeah, the Audi. Oh, the Outback, sorry, the Outback. The Audi. I heard you said Audi. It sounded like Aldi. So first thing, I just want to reiterate this. So for those people in America, I don't know if you guys know this, and I was talking about our Karen before. She's the politician that's decided that anyone under 16 in Australia is not allowed to have a subscription to social media, which includes YouTube. So if I believe my numbers are going down because like around 1,000 subscribers. I talk to a few of you guys all the time. Like for those guys that know Ride Along Gang and Bobby's stream, he's got like what 65,000 subscribers, but he's only ever talking to, there's only ever like about 200, maybe 200 or 300 people on the channel at the time. So I've been going for 7 months. There's probably a bunch of people back in the day that subscribe to the channel and maybe they don't look at it anymore or watch it or whatever. If some of these people are under 16, they're going to get deleted, and I think it's already happening. Like I think subscribers that are under 16 are already being deleted. So I think that might be a part of what's going on with my channel. I know there's going to be other ones, but take people with a lot of like it'll be a percentage. So you could say that maybe, actually, I can have a look. I can look. I go into analytics. I go into audience. So I can see here. Here we go. Oh, okay. So between 13 and 17, that's 28 days. Can I change that? Can I make that the year? Yes. All right, 365. Yes. So I know that I had a bunch of guys, like there was it was like maybe like 5% of so Hannah's Hannah's just said. So but I've got here the analytics for the age of the people on my channel. So when I just tapped off it, here we go. So my biggest group, 27, nearly 28%, is people between 25 and 34. The next biggest group is 35 to 44, 44. Sorry, 35 to 44. It's 22, just over 22%. So in between 25 and 44 is 50% of my subscriber base, right? I know for a fact that 13 to 17 on here now says, what? Oh, lucky I was watching that happen. I had to change the camera. I don't know, my camera went flat. I just saw that. That shouldn't have happened, but it did. So let's go. Bear with me for a sec, people. I need to add, no, get rid of that one. I need to add this camera up here, people. Should be this one. There we go. There we go. Let's make that nice and wide. All right, so anyway, I'm here. All right, the camera, I don't even need to touch it. It's automatically charging, but it sucks. It mustn't have been fully charged. Don't get used to this. All of this is going. I'm going to be bald in a couple of weeks. All right, but whilst we're here, come back. All right, camera. So I know that number there was a lot higher. Oh yeah, no one needs BS here, man. But if you can see that number there, 0.5, I got to try, it's so opposite. Okay, so I've got half of, 0.9, sorry, 0.9. Oh, that's because that's 29 days, sorry. Let's go back to the whole year. All right, so it's sitting at 0.5. All right, so people between 13 and 17 is 0.5. That was at least 5 or 6%. Those guys are being kicked off. So 13, 14, 15-year-olds are being kicked off. So there must have been a bunch of kids, let's call them kids, Must have been a bunch of kids on there, and now they've been kicked off. Not only is my subscriber count going down, but yeah. And it's going to happen to other, it's just that because I've started this channel and I've only like around 1,000, it's easy to lose a few percent and you can see it. Whereas if a channel like Bobby's channel, not that he's, you know, if he had a bunch of kids in Australia that were, I say a bunch, but if he had a bunch of kids in Australia that were watching his channel, 65,000 odd subscribers, he probably wouldn't even see a dent. He wouldn't even see it go down because there probably isn't that many. So yes, Hannah's, you are a part of that 0.9%, well 0.5% for the year. So yeah. Anyway, that's what I think's happening, and that's happening now. Today's the 6th or 7th. What's today? The 7th. We've got 3 more days, and then on the 10th, it's all gone. So anyone, and so we've got Malachi on the channel. I'm very curious to see what happens to Malachi because he's 15, and I know there's another 15. Actually, I think Oscar. He hasn't been on for a little while, but he's down the coast, down New South Wales. Not quite sure his age exactly. Actually, I think he's Hannah's age because he's doing his learners. But people like Malachi, I know that Malachi is using his mum's account. I don't know if that's going to continue happening because he's 15 and apparently there's this AI algorithms that can tell. I need to turn this way so you can't see what's going on up there. Which is just Formula 1. Practice 3, I hadn't watched Practice 3 yet. So yeah. So Malachi, apparently what I've been told is that even if Malachi is using his mum's account, there's a good chance that, that the algorithms will know that it's not his mum watching, that it's a young person watching or something. Anyway, I don't know how it's all going to play out, but we're going to find out. We're going to be finding out. All right, so I was going to do a Q&A. I didn't know that my camera down there was going to go flat. That's a shame, but that's okay. Q&A. So if anyone's got any questions out there, where am I from? I grew up in Brisbane, in Queensland. I joined the Army when I was 17 years old, straight out of high school. And I did my Army apprenticeship as a plumber and gas fitter. And just listen to Hannah's thing there. Oh, Baby Blue's in the house. G'day, Baby Blue. Welcome to the workshop. We're doing a workshop thing today. We've been trying to diagnose what's wrong with some cars. So, yes, and it also matters how old the account is. There's a whole bunch of AI things in regards to that, Hannah. So, yeah. Anyway, back to where I was. So, I grew up in north of Brisbane in a place called Caboolture. I don't like telling too many people that because Caboolture's a hole. It's a terrible place. It's very high crime rate, and it's like the welfare capital of Queensland for sure. Probably, it'd be going close to welfare capital of Australia. So, I hate the place. So I'll never be back that way. And a really good way of getting out of that place was to join the Army. So I joined the Army, I did 20 years. I exited as a sergeant, which is why I get the saying SARGE. I've been called SARGE since 2000 and when was I? I think I promoted to sergeant in 2007. So I've been basically being called SARGE for like 20 years. Both in the military and then out running boot camps, military-style boot camps for fitness and stuff like that. So, and what else? Left the Army in 2011, and I've done a whole bunch of different stuff from delivery driving through to, well, I still do delivery driving for a surveying company instead, as well as surveying. But, and yeah. My current 2 jobs are hanging off buildings, rope access work, so basically abseiling off of high-rise buildings and fixing them from the outside, like windows that leak. So that's what I do 90% of the time for work time, and 10% I do work for a surveyor. So what's Joe asking? No, I don't know. I think, just going to put that there. I think behind the scenes, YouTube already has been, doing that whole AI thing in recognizing people's ages and stuff. What I was told was that it's going to know who's over 16 and not, basically. I don't just apparently it's got a lot to do with what people are looking at. So for instance, if Malachi's mum is a 40-year-old woman, chances are she's not going to be looking, chances are she's not going to be watching this stream because there's only a very small amount of people, of women, middle-aged women that watch this stream. So that could be a giveaway as to that it's not her watching it where, you know what I mean? I actually don't know how old Baby Blue is. I'm not going to ask. I won't ask a lady from Louisiana her age, but if I go back out and look up the analytics for gender, which I hate. I hate the term gender. It's sex, okay? You're either male or female. It even says male and female. That's not gender. Man and woman is gender. Male and female is sex. So YouTube needs to fix that because it's incorrect. So young kids doing trending dances, I don't think that interests me. Right, so let's have a look. Over the whole time the channel's been going, never ask a lady her name, her age, her age. I'll ask a woman her age, just not a lady. So look at that. Females only 7.3% since the channel's been going, and the rest are male. If we have a look at the last month, 3.2% of people watching my channel in the last month have been female. So Baby Blue, how do we get more ladies on the channel? How do we get more ladies to watch the channel? I know one way. I need to invite more ladies on the channel. Nobody's doubting you're a lady, Baby Blue. I keep having this Windows Explorer thing keep popping up saying it doesn't recognize this USB thing. I'm going to disconnect it and see if it's this. See if it's my battery, my phone charger. I reckon it is. Go girls, yeah. Well, I've had Sarah on the channel, and I had Nina back in the day, back a few months ago, on the channel, and maybe if I've. Oh, hey, John, take care, mate. Enjoy bed. It'll be what, after 10 o'clock there now. So enjoy your Sunday tomorrow, mate. And I doubt it's going to be as hot as here. All right. Check this one out, though, for my American friends before John goes. Well, he's Canadian anyway. Oh, I'll tap on this to see if Canada comes up. Where's Canada? Oh, Canada's number 4. There you go. 4.1%. So thank you, John. United Kingdom's up there with getting up towards 12. But between 11 p.m. Right. Between Australia and the United States over the last 28 days, Australia's winning. However, over the total lifetime of my channel, 7 months, America is winning by about 1.5%. America is winning. So, USA, USA, USA. You won't hear me say that too long. Yeah. Bobby's, howdy John. John's about to go to sleep. Yeah, well, number 4's pretty good. Who's Canada beating? India. Oh, I've got India. I need to talk more about Indians on my stream. There you go, Baby Blue. Good on you. How's that? New Zealand's only 1%. Come on, Kiwis. You know why? That's because all the Kiwis that watch it actually live in Australia now. Oh, too many caps, baby blue. How many caps was that, baby blue? Oh, that's Streamlabs, hey. I need to... You got into trouble by both, baby blue, from Streamlabs and Stream Elements. I need to turn off Streamlabs. I've got to look it up and I've got to remember how to do that, but I've got to disconnect Streamlabs. I can't even see what message that was, baby blue, so don't worry about it. Anyway, oh yeah, you did too, yes. If you're going to do that, unfortunately, you'll have to do it in lowercase. You'll have to do it in lowercase. All right, let's talk about hours for the channel. And then if you've got any other questions, let me know. But I'm going to show you how these things work, right? Because a lot of you guys don't know and understand. But here is, so you can see here that my best performing stream was the Birdsville to Mount Isa with 160 hours. And then the next best one was my fuel economy challenge. So I'm definitely going to have to do one of them again. Anyway. This is the big number you need to see. So 3,242, right, okay. I'm just showing that now just quickly because it's going to change and grow and all that sort of stuff. But anyway, that's not the number that actually is representative of the channel getting to where it needs to go. I'll show you. The number is actually this one here, which is 2,125 out of 3,000, okay? So that's called valid public watched hours, and that's all of the hours that don't include private videos and shorts, because I've got a few shorts that have accumulated some hours. So, I've got I'm 52. I still go out time to time. I will show you one more graph too, because it's cool. It shows you how much more productive I've been. So this graph, when I started and then I was kind of just treading water for a little bit, and then over the last 3 months, it's been up here. So anyway, the analytics aren't really something people will show you. So that's kind of a behind the scenes thing. But just letting you guys know that. And the other thing is too, it's the 7th of December at the moment. Obviously, I've done a few more hours in the last few days, but this is only showing data from the 1st of December. So any streaming like today, any streaming that we've done in the last 7 days or 6 days hasn't added to the 3,000 hours that we need to start our monetization. Once that has happened, and I'll show you what we get. We get to turn the memberships on. We get the super chats, and is it this way? This way. We get a does that say shop? We get a merch shop. Oh yeah, definitely. Any interaction, even negative interaction. So I'll explain negative interaction. The short that I've got that's doing the best is I bloody turned it off, didn't I? The short that I've done that is doing the best was some footage of a woman sitting side saddle on a motorcycle doing 65 miles an hour, doing 110 kilometers an hour, sorry, and All right, so let's look at some comments. Let's look at some comments. So if you go back and have a look, if you haven't seen it, yeah, the trials are helping. So I've got trials. Here's some comments, right? So I'm not going to say that one, but basically, it's how proper ladies ride. Yeah, okay, good on you, loser. Exactly. Definitely not. Someone said definitely not ready for an emergency evasive maneuver. Obviously, that is that's exactly correct. This dickhead. Whoops, sorry, my bad. I can't help myself in these situations. This moron says it's funny how upset you are. Like, I'm clearly not that upset on the video, so I don't even know what he's saying. Someone's saying that's a huge problem in Australia. There's so many deaths from these idiots. Yeah, totally agree. Thank you. And that's a woman, so thank you, Megan. So here's the big one. So if you look at the video, you can't really tell, but it's being recorded. It's being recorded from the passenger seat, right? It's being recorded from the passenger seat, and straight away, all these people are going, oh, you're recording whilst driving. You're way worse than she is. You're honestly, blah, blah, blah. Like, you're clearly worse than she is. All I did was post up a video, right? No one there, did I do that video? The video was clearly taken by from the passenger. So, what's this one say? You know, when you drive a motorcycle, how many idiots you come against driving cars? Yeah, look, I'll agree. The worst thing on the roads for motorcyclists is it can be car riders. My worst accident that put me to hospital. Actually, no, my worst accident, I crashed myself when I was 17 and young. Someone said, I'm a trans Karen complaining again. No, I'm just a person calling out bad behaviour. And I've got no problem. If you're showing bad behaviour, I'll call you out. I don't care. Someone with the handle toxic creation said, I want her. Like, that makes sense. Like, someone who's toxic would want someone who's riding in a toxic fashion. That makes sense. How's this? I've been riding motorcycles for 35 years. I've got, check this out. I'll show you this one. There's my TL1000R. There's my 1999 TL1000R, which is known as a Widowmaker. But I get out of jail on that one because I'm not married, so I can never widow anyone, which is why I'm allowed to have that motorcycle. So anyway, that's a two. But you can wind them up out to 300 k's an hour. That one. We love toxic out there. Yeah. Thanks. I'll just call you Princess. Anyway, how's this one? You sound like someone who's never ridden before. There's a lot of confidence in what she's doing. It's not her first time. I'm not saying that she's perfectly safe, but she is safer than you think. So somebody, and then that's gotten like 10 other people giving it a thumbs up. So what you've got here is somebody who's, and I don't, and that guy, his name is Khalid Falahala. It sounds Muslim. Anyway, if she was riding like that on a racetrack or in a safe environment, sure, professional, but she's riding in the middle, like someone said, one of your worst enemies on the M1 is car drivers cutting you off when you're on a motorcycle. So some car driver cuts her off, she's dead, that's it. Or she'll at least skid along the ground for quite some time, and maybe if she's got, anyway, maybe if she's pretty, she won't be as pretty anymore. Sounds like you're just a bit salty your mummy didn't let you get a motorcycle. I've been riding for 35 years, you morons. Not you guys rock. Motorcyclists have never been accused of being intelligent. Not a lot of motorcycles out there. Actually, most motorcycles I see out there aren't doing it right. It's like they don't know the rules. In America, we call this relaxing. Yeah, well, if you relax on a motorcycle, you'll probably die. Oh, Mr. Motorcycle Expert here. How about you mind your own business? You only live once. What the hell? Okay, I'm an instructor. I was in the army for 20 years. I'm actually an instructor, and I've been riding motorcycles for 35 years. How am I not an expert? How am I actually not an expert? Just saying. Just saying. Anyway, that's me having a rant. That's me having a rant. I like driving away from the cities. I like driving away from the cities because there's way less morons out in the middle of the country. Bobby will know this from Ride Along Gang. Bobby will know exactly what I'm talking about. The further out of the city centres you get, the less morons there are. I mean, they're still out there, obviously. They somehow, one day they decide to go for a Sunday drive out the country. And you know, like the two guys in the little Suzuki Swift yesterday, doing 20 k's under the posted speed and getting in everybody's way. Yeah, you know, it's just what we're dealing with at the moment. But what do you do? Right, I am hungry. I am going to go and get something to eat. I'm also going to go and see if I can order some parts. The other thing is too, I'm not going to do it whilst we're on live. I will actually try and throw up that drive that I did. Straight after this, I'll throw up the drive that I did yesterday. And you'll see how shaky the camera was. But beautiful drive. Yeah, look, the best, I will say, the best road drivers, car drivers, are motorcycle riders. So, oh yeah, how can, oh, tailgating. Oh, Judy's in the house. G'day, Judy. Good to have you here. How's the weather in Victoria at the moment? I'll get worked up. That's not going to stop. That's not going to stop. So yeah, Maxi's already signing us off. Actually, I'll take these off because they're just distracting me. I'll just read what I see on the thing. So yeah. Tailgaters. Well, here, okay, let me put it this way. I'm going to answer this holistically, and you guys can take this away too, right? I'm not going to say I'm perfect on the road. Like, I'm not going to say I don't ever speed. I'm not going to say I don't ever, I do stop at every stoplight. I don't drive through stoplights. But look, we're not perfect, right? But my standards for driving, I did mention this on Bobby's channel yesterday. My standards for driving are simply like this. Number one, road rules exist for safety, and it's to try and make everybody as safe as possible on the road. Look, I think some road rules need to change. I don't think all of them are excellent. I think we could modify a few road rules to make our roads flow better and still be safer, but the bureaucrats might not necessarily think so. Secondly, so safety's one, safety and organisation, okay? I'll group them together. The second one is predictability. If I'm coming up to a green light and you're coming up to a red light, I have a 99% predictable, like I can predict 99% that you're going to stop at the red light and I'm good to drive through the green light. Now that doesn't always happen because there's Ford Rangers out there and they tend to like driving through red lights. So, Ranger danger. And not all Ranger drivers, just a lot of them. So you want to be able to predict what other people are doing on the road, and what I like to do is have a look at the cars around me and be able to predict what they're going to do, and then when they do it, it's like, okay, I can see that my skills at predicting cars and what they're going to do just by the type of car it is, the way that they posture their vehicle on the road. Like a lot of people will start to make a lane change before they even hit their blinkers or indicators or turn signals, as you would say in America. So yeah, predictability is number two. And the third one is respect. So respecting other people on the road is the big one. I would much rather people respect other people on the road than even respect the road rules, for instance. So, however, a road rule like keep left and less overtaking, or in America, keep right and less overtaking. If you're sitting in the overtaking lane, not overtaking anybody, and you're doing 5 k's an hour below the posted speed, well, you're not respecting people, and then that'll cause road rage. So let's take tailgating. Tailgating is all three. It's unsafe, it's unpredictable and it's disrespectful. So tailgating in my term, with my standards, is like one of the worst things you can do. And if somebody's tailgating and if you're tailgating somebody and they brake check you, you've only got yourself to blame. You're too far up their bum. But not that I'm saying people should brake check. And I'm going to tell you what I do for brake checking, okay? If I've got somebody tailgating me, I will have a look and see how close they are, and sort of I'll gauge, what's the traffic? Are we heavily trafficked? Is there anything I can do? Can I pull over and let them go past or anything like that? But if someone's tailgating me, I've got this little trick that I do. I've been 2-foot braking automatics all my life, but even if I'm in a manual, I'll bring my left foot across and I'll just touch the brake pedal with my left foot. At the same time, I'll accelerate with my right foot. And what will happen is, it's not a true brake check, right? What's going to happen is they're going to check up because they've seen your brake lights come on, all right? And if they're sitting that close to you, they're probably focusing on your brake lights, right? And so when they see your brake lights come on, they're going to hit the brakes and they're going to stop. They're going to slow down. But you're accelerating away from them slightly, so the gap opens up quite significantly. Now, I would say that 8 times out of 10 when I do that, whoever's behind me will keep that space. They'll stop tailgating me. Okay? Maybe they were just in la-la land and maybe they didn't realize what they were doing at the time. I call it a fake check because it's not a real brake check. It's a fake check. So I actually would encourage people to fake check out there more than brake check because I think brake checking is dangerous. So do a fake check. And then, and probably 2 out of 10, they'll get right up my ass again. Sorry, fanny, whatever you say, whatever you want to call it. They'll get right up my butt, and then what do you do? So, like I said, 8 times out of 10, I do a fake check. People will stay back, and because look, in the end, most people don't want to piss you off. So yeah, but that's what I do for tailgating. So I hope that answers your question. Yes. Oh, so Joe, you do a fake check? I rate the fake check. I think the fake check is a good way to go. And the other things that really upset most people, me too, obviously, but I speak on behalf of a lot of drivers, or I speak on behalf of a lot of people that I've asked questions of when I go to car meets and bike meets. I ask a lot of people a lot of questions. And on behalf of most people, the 3 things that really upset people is not keeping left and less overtaking, not indicating correctly is one, especially at roundabouts, although I'll say that more than 90% of people don't indicate correctly through a roundabout here in Australia. Well, I'd say in Queensland, because we do have slightly differing rules between the states when it comes to roundabouts. And what's another one that really gets up people's clackers? People can't merge. It's merging. Merging is one of the biggest things that really upsets people. People can't merge. There's a couple of different aspects to merging. Obviously, people coming on an on-ramp onto a highway at not the appropriate speed, and the speed that you should integrate into the motorway is the speed that the motorway is travelling at. So if the motorway is travelling at the posted speed, you need to get up to the posted speed and merge in. Too many people are trying to merge 20, 30, 40 kilometres an hour less than the traffic, which is just outrageous. Also, people taking off-ramps that start to brake and slow down whilst they're still on the motorway before they even take the off-ramp. Unless the off-ramp is backed up with a lot of traffic, off-ramps are designed for you to be able to leave the motorway at the posted speed and then slow down. You don't have to slow down because that's one of the biggest ways phantom traffic jams are caused, is because people start to slow down on the motorway before taking the off-ramp. And it's stupid. Now, because people can't merge on and off of motorways correctly, right? That means a lot of people, where it's more than 2 lanes, a lot of people will sit in the middle lane. And that means the slowest people that drive on a 3 to 4 to 5 lane motorway will sit not in the left-hand lane because they don't want to have to deal with people who can't merge. They'll be sitting in the middle lanes. And that just slows all traffic down. As much as the road rules, especially here in Queensland, road rules say you can be in any lane you want to be in as long as you're not in the right-hand lane unless you're overtaking. Okay? But that causes so much congestion. If everybody was, if you were in the most left lane until you needed to overtake somebody, and then you go into the next lane, and then the next lane, if everyone drove like that, fluid dynamics would have our traffic being not as congested as it is. But you can't tell everybody this because humans are stupid. Humans are stupid. So I'll just have a read of a few of these. Oh, what's the foul language? There's been another episode of Grind My Gears with Sarge. Hell yeah. I need to turn Streamlabs off. After this stream, I'll find out how to do it. Joe, did you use some bad language? Oh, hello, Middo. I can't even see where Joe, I'm assuming it got rid of Joe's comment. Is Joe still in the house? Joe, are you still there or did you get booted for 5 minutes? Oh, you're still there. The thing is, and I said it on the stream the other day, I'll say it again here, it was an amazing statistic that I heard Derek from Veritasium. So if you've never seen Derek from Veritasium, I watch his stuff all the time. He's an expat Aussie that's in America. His YouTube channel is like a few million people. He brought up a statistic when he was talking about, I'd say about 2 weeks ago, he did a video on overconfidence. And one of the things about overconfidence is a statistic that he brought up, and he said 93% of drivers think they're better than average, which is statistically impossible. It's not a thing, it can't happen. In the way that averages work is that 50% of people are above average and 50% of people are below average. And then you've got right in the middle, okay? So 93% of people thinking they're better than average is a lot of the issues about where they are, because people think they're good drivers, but they're not. 43% of people think they're good drivers, but they're not. That's a lot. That's a lot of people that are not good drivers. And it does, I don't know about all the other people, but if 93, actually no, I'm just trying to think of the statistics, well, how that works. But 43% of people are worse than average, but they think they're better than average. But the fact that it's getting so close to 100%, that means there's only 7% of people out there admit that they're not good drivers. Whereas we know that that's statistically impossible. Which is why when we get the merch shop up and running, one of my first shirts I'm going to make will be 93% of drivers are below average. 93% of drivers are below average. You guys will get the irony of that because, again, it's statistically impossible. That's why it's a joke. But what it does is it highlights the fact that so many people out there think they're better than what they are. They're overconfident in their skills at driving. These are people that haven't done any extra training since they turned 19 and got their open license. They've never done any advanced driver training. They've never driven on a racetrack. They've never ridden a motorcycle. And some of you guys will be those people too. But if you can put your hand up and say, hey, I'm part of the 7% that knows it, hey, respect to you. You can always, and a part of this channel is I want to be able to give away, once we've monetized and we're starting to make a little bit of the channel gets a bit self-supporting, I want to give back to you guys. I want to give back, and one of the ways I want to give back is I want to partner with advanced driver training courses, not just here in Australia. As you've seen in my statistics, in my analytics, a quarter of the people that watch this channel are Australian and a quarter are American. So if I can tee up, when I come to America, if I can tee up with like a national company that does advanced driver training, and anybody out there in the States that wants to do advanced driver training and you support the channel, there's a good chance you might win. You might win driver training, which would be fantastic. So, and then you can put your hand up and say you're part of the 7% that's above average. All right. Yeah, of course, Middo. Middo's just commenting there. That an overestimation of their abilities. Who said it once? Was it Mark Webber talking about Vettel or... No, he might have been talking about Lewis Hamilton when he said that his ambition outweighs his skill level. I think that was... was it Vettel? I think it was Vettel. So... Right. Anyway, okay, so there's my standards for driving. Remember those standards for driving, people. If you know the road rules and they're there for your safety and everybody else's safety. If you are predictable, drive in a predictable manner, people will know how to negotiate you, and you'll know how to negotiate other people on the road. And the third one's respect. If you respect other people on the road, and this is going to lead me into one other big saying I like to say. All right, now you can agree or not agree. If we can agree to disagree, that's okay. But when you get your license and you drive a vehicle on the road, what you're doing is you're putting your hand up and you're saying, hey, I understand I have a responsibility to help other people get to where they're going whilst they're helping me get where I'm going. So if you're the type of person who likes to let people out into traffic and you're a good Samaritan and all, absolutely. If you're a selfish person and you don't do any of that sort of stuff on the road, okay, that's who you are and how you drive. Just know that that's socially unacceptable and I don't like it. But you're still got the same privilege of being on the road as I have if you've passed your road test, and I get that. The psychologists of the world, and I said this again on Bobby's channel, I think yesterday or today, the psychologists of the world say that about 10% of the population are narcissists. Okay, so that means like unless you're good and you don't hang out with narcissists, good on you, but I've dated a few and they're terrible. They're terrible people, mate. They really hurt. But you've got to understand that if 10% of the population are narcissists, then at least 10% of the population are going to treat you like that on the road. They're going to be selfish. They're going to just look out for themselves. They're not going to give a crap about you. So when I say before that you, on the road, have a responsibility to help other people get to where they're going. So if you're safe, predictable and respectful, just by doing that, you're helping other people get to where they want to get to as well. We're all out there trying to get from point A to point B. Some of us like to do it in cool cars. Some of us like to drive Nissan Titas. Anybody out there own a Nissan Tita? They're like the new Volvo. Uncool. They're not very cool. Not cool car. Anyway, that's just a few things, and that's what this channel's based on. I'll say this. Next month is the 30th anniversary of my fiance dying in a car accident. When I was 21, I was engaged to a beautiful 19-year-old woman. She was out of my league at the time, so I was a very lucky man. And we were together for 1 day shy of 2 years, and she was killed in a car accident about 20 minutes away from where I live. And so a part of this channel I do in honour of her. Because I just want to see people just being better on the road. I know and understand why she was in that accident and who was driving and how it happened. It was inclement weather, it was a wet day. The car wasn't what you'd call a car that would handle very well in the wet, and was driven by someone who didn't have a lot of experience, as 19-year-olds do. There was 3 19-year-old girls that died in that car that day. And I feel sorry for everyone involved, but I really do feel sorry for the driver of the Toyota Hilux and his child that were in the car that hit them and survived, no problems. But just the emotional scarring from that situation will obviously be on their minds for forever. So for as long as they're alive as themselves. So if there's one good thing that come out of all of that is that she was a donor. Louise, her name. Louise was a donor, and her heart went to somebody else. So as far as I'm aware, her heart still lives on in somebody else at the moment. So something else to think of too is being an organ donor. Not that I want to see you have to use that, because none of us are going to be in fatal traffic crashes, are we, team? Are we? Baby Blue, I feel you, mate. I feel you. Yeah. I hear you, mate. Yeah. It'll be the 3rd of January for me, so less than 4 weeks, less than a month. And look, I'm going to do something on the channel with regards to that. So but just know that I want the roads to be a better place so that other people aren't losing their loved ones. So yeah. All right, I'm just going to check and see if there's any questions or anything like that. I appreciate, it was 30 years ago, so yes, it sucked, it really sucked at the time, but you know, one thing she said before she died, not that she knew she was going, but some weird stuff happened, was that she wanted me to remember her, celebrate her birthday every year, and I obviously commemorate the date that she had the accident and lost her life. So I think of her all the time. I only spoke to her mum. Her mum messaged me on my birthday last month, so I called her up and had a chat with her and stuff. So yeah, you know. But it was a long time ago now, so there's no mourning or grieving now. That's all obviously been long gone. But now it's about remembering and making sure, and trying to make sure that other people don't get caught in the same situation. So, all right. Okay, so look, I'm gonna, what I will do with the EOS, I'm just gonna say, I'm not gonna do this on live on air. What I am going to do is I'm going to see if that part is the same part in the other 2 Volkswagens that I have outside. And if it is, I'll swap it over and I'll see if that fixes it. And if it does, then yes. Yeah, baby blue, honouring her memory, absolutely. That's what I do. She would have done the same for me because she told me. That's what she said. She said if I was to pass away, she would honour my memory. So that's why I do it for her. And hopefully we can do it together, people. So... Alrighty, I'm going to make a move. I'm going to go down. I'm so hungry right now. I will let you guys go. Thank you very much. I really appreciate it. I'll let you know how the MAF sensor goes, and also the gasket for the Falcon. And I'll put that footage up straight after this. I know that a few people, especially Calvin, want to check out the footage that I did yesterday. It's only half, so it's the backside of Glorious through to Mount Nebo. It should still be a good video. And if you hear me yelling at a couple of immigrants in a red Suzuki Swift doing 20 k's under the posted speed, please don't judge me too harshly. But I think you'll see why. All right, adios. I will play a song to let us out. How do I do this? I press this thing. I've got to turn it up as well because it's... Alrighty, thanks for joining me in the workshop today, guys. I'll let you know soon what is happening. Adios. Thanks for the support. You guys rock.